Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to Company of Heroes 3 on console. This video I'm going to dive into Company of Heroes 3, what the game is on console, how it runs, and kind of the basics, at least that I know of, for Company of Heroes for new players. So this video, it's just a skirmish, by the way. I might add some footage of the tutorial here at the end, but I don't really want to have my handheld while I'm trying to explain things to you. The game key for this was provided by the publisher. Relic did provide the key for this, so please take that into consideration when you make your own opinion for Company of Heroes 3. And finally, there's a playlist with all of the Company of Heroes videos that we have done. We actually have done a few of these in the past. So if you want to see more of a few idiots playing Company of Heroes, there is that playlist for you as well. So I don't want to get in too much with the basics of Company of Heroes because I would assume that a lot of you watching have either heard or played this before. Essentially, and I've never been all that good in Company of Heroes. I actually just play it for pure enjoyment. I think the realism is really awesome with these sets of games. But you're limited to building kind of in this initial area. You can build wherever you want in this initial area, and you're going to... Did I make both of these buildings backwards, by the way? It looks like I did. That's awesome. I mean, that's actually incredible. Anyway, you want to be capturing all of these flags across the map. And each flag can give you a different resource that you'll see on the bottom right. So you have manpower, munitions, and fuel points. All of these are very important to making more units, getting upgrades, that sort of stuff. And then I think... So, like, there's three final points or flags. I actually don't think that they impact the supply line. But that's how you get what's called your tickets. That's at the top. It's kind of like domination in Call of Duty. The more that you have, I believe that's the faster their score falls. So I think this is like one of them. The one with the star. So we want to make sure we capture that one. You know what? This is awful too. Maybe this is another one. And I think this one's the third. Maybe. Hopefully. Probably. Anyway, how does it run on console, Company of Heroes 3? You know, I think it runs fine. I'm playing on PS5. And you know, I'm playing on performance mode, so that's 60 FPS. But you can do a 4K 30 FPS if you really wanted to. That is an option. I think just by default it's on this performance mode. And let's go over the controls. Now, there probably is a lot of the controls that I'm not aware of. So you can hit the touchpad and get this mini-map. Can you actually... Oh, you can select your units in here. I really don't know how useful that is. But, I mean, you can. I just learned that. That's interesting. So let me actually pause. So there's this thing called tactical pause. And I played the PC version. I did not see this in here. So either I didn't see this because I'm an idiot, or this is unique to console. But it actually almost makes this game turn-based when you do this. So, like, what you can do is you can create a queue of movements for, like, all your units and everything. So, like, currently this dude, his tactical queue is to attack that unit. What are these guys doing? Okay, so it looks like they're both attacking. Okay, so let's find someone else. Let's find this squad. So I told him to move here because that was on the minimap. So I'll do R2 and L3. I can actually cancel that order. Let's say, hey, I want you actually to, I don't know, move here, and then I want you to get inside that building. Well, that's exactly what they're going to do when I unpause this. So I think what this does, if this is unique to console, which I think it is it allows you to kind of, if you're new to RTS, and I think this is actually kind of explained poorly, is this will be like, hey, you're new to RTS, here's how you can slow the game down and play at your own speed. And I think that's actually pretty important. When you're looking at your buildings, you can actually hit down on the D-pad to kind of get upgrades. So, let's go ahead and research that. So for the tactical queue for that building, I'm making 2 rifle squads and getting an upgrade. Over here, What do I need? I need 20 fuel points, which I already have 19, so I'm really close to that. And then over here, did I train anything out here? I don't think I did. Oh yeah, I trained a sniper squad. I don't know why that's not showing up right there. But you can kind of see him training. So now, if I click L3, all that stuff's going to start happening. And let's go up here. You can see these men are... Uh-oh. Unless that kind of gets in our way. So they did move there. They're now going to get in this building. And now they should be able to fire upon those men, which are absolutely toast. These AI are on easy because, well, I'm horrific at this game. I love it. I love Company of Heroes, but I am horrible. What I love, that's kind of an improvement over the PC version, by the way, is rotating the camera. And you can actually, yeah, so if you hold R2, you can actually tilt it. I don't know why you would want to play like this, but you certainly can. The game will let you. And you can click L3 to... Oh, I thought you could click R3 to reset it, but maybe I was wrong there. You can also pivot to all of your units by using the bumpers. If you can see kind of on the bottom left, next to the minimap, you can see me changing between and selecting my units. I will kind of show you here. Let me actually pause. Show you a gripe that I really have with the control scheme. And on the settings, I'm really confused on the settings on how it all works. And let me just kind of explain what I mean here. So like in any RTS game I've ever played on console, you hold X or A, whatever, and that pulls up a circle. This is the first game I've played where it pulls up a box. And I actually think that makes it very painful to select everything because it accelerates so quickly, this box, that you like accidentally, and see, I've already done it, you like accidentally select everything. Now, again, in every RTS game I've ever played, oh crap, R2 and L3, let's cancel all of that stuff. In every RTS game I've ever played, I'm sorry for rambling. Oh, I just got a trophy. The deselect is B, or circle. In this game, it looks to be your attack move. So I can't tell you, and I've already done it a few times in this match. I'll like select units and I'll say, hey, move there. And I'm like, well, I'm done with this. So I'll hit circle to go out and I'll accidentally queue up another movement. And it drives me nuts. So now what I have to do all the time, the deselect is X, but that's the select, right? So like you can like accidentally select and deselect all at the same time. Well, I'm in pause, so like this isn't overriding anything. So let me actually cancel all of that. But it might be a small gripe, but that's just, I can't tell you many times now I've like told a unit to move somewhere, and I want to select something else, so I'll hit circle, and then I notice the units are moving back. I really wish that was different. Like, can we like make attack move hold on something else? And I think triangle is retreat, and it is. And what retreating does in Company of Heroes is it sends your units back to your headquarters, because I think one of the dynamics of Company of Heroes is like keeping your units alive longer is more important than other RTS games like Halo Wars or Age of Empires I like to play, where I just throw my units away all the time. But I think triangle, the point I'm trying to make here is when you initiate a retreat, you can't undo that. So, like, if you have an infantry unit engaged in battle, like, let's say, like, all the way over here, right? And you accidentally hit triangle, it's going to take them probably at least a minute to run all the way back home before you can reissue that command to send them back to the battlefield. And that's if you remember to go back to your base or use the bumpers to verify that there's a unit there to send back in the first place. So I guess the point I'm trying to make is I would love to have seen like where you hold down triangle to initiate that retreat instead of just tapping it. Because honestly, it could be a misclick. And I don't think a lot of people understand the difference between regular move and attack move. I just did an attack move. You can kind of see the difference is if you do an attack move, they're going to stop and attack something on the way to wherever you just move them to. Whereas if like you want them to just kind of run on by, you do a regular move. And of course, they'll fire on the way there, but they're not going to actually stop and attack that unit unless I explicitly tell them to, like that. And he just took off retreating, but he died. And also I don't know, by the way, if there is, I know you can hit the bumpers to pivot between all of your units on the battlefield, and that's actually really awesome. But the game has not. Why is that going there? Anyway, I actually don't know how if there's a building selection, like go strictly home, like to view your base, but maybe you don't need to with this, which is actually, I think, kind of cool. You can be like, hey, barracks, yeah, let me go here and build infantry and set the flag there. You've just done everything you need to do. You can see on the bottom left now, I'm training a infantry unit, and I put the rally point here. Now, so you can actually do what's called battle groups. I kind of consider these like leader powers that you can drop in. Let's see here. I think you have to pick one. So I'm going to call the airborne battle group. I like that one a lot. And you can kind of spend these points. I don't think I have any points. How many points do I have? I have 4 points. Okay. Let's see. I would like... Obviously, that one's free. Why can I not select? Do I have to take both of them? Okay, I guess I do. Yeah, that'll be fine. So you really should grab the free ones, it looks like. I mean, obviously. So now I have some powers. Let's go to active abilities. Paratrooper drop squad. Let's drop some boys in. Yeah, let's drop some boys in. Let's see how we do here. Overall, do I think Company of Heroes 3 works on console? I guess is kind of the question to ask if you're looking to buy this game or try it out, rent it from GameFly, like whatever. I think the answer is yes. I think it does. However, you should take that answer as someone who has never really played this online ever. I mean, we did a few matches that you can find on the channel that we did in PvP on PC. I think we actually lost every single one of them. I have heard, you can look on Steam, the reviews for Company of Heroes 3 on PC, and I don't think it's wrong to say that it's not what fans expected. Whether that was from the announcement or the reveal or how the release on PC kind of came out, I think a lot of the Company of Heroes community did not like the initial response of the game. And you know what? I think that's fair, and I actually think that that's honest and correct for a fan base to tell the creators, hey, like, this isn't what we want some improvements. And I gotta say, good on Relic for trying to do what they can to listen. I know they got their hands full, of course, with both a PC and a console launch, as well as dealing with the feedback that they want from fans. I just wish that we would get that kind of support from Halo Wars. That's another video for another day. I still think that this game is too PC-like in some of its features that can be really confusing to players who have never played RTS before. I think the game does a good job of telling you how your units can move, how to select things, like how the game works. I think it does a fine job at all of that. I think the problem is I can pick this up really easily, quote-unquote pick up. Not with the meta, of course, but just the controls and stuff. Because I've played not only Company of Heroes in the past, but a lot of RTS in the past. I think someone who's never played RTS before might get quite frustrated at the dynamics of this game and not understanding like what's going on. Like again, circle not being back on your unit selection. Or hitting triangle to retreat and not understanding why they can't move their unit when they're retreating. That's not that's not their fault. That's just how the game is. But I don't think the game does a really good job of letting them know about that. You know what I mean? It's little things like that. And I also think this tactical pause thing, pardon the pun, is like a game changer for this. You can really take your time to figure out what you want to do. And in fact, it almost makes this turn-based makes me actually wonder, like, would a Company of Heroes turn-based game work? And based on this framework, it looks actually kind of cool. I can't think of any World War II turn-based strategy game. If there is, please let me know in the comments. I'd love to check that out. But for now, I don't really think that exists. I think the last thing I'll show is, and let me actually back up to the main menu to show this. Okay, here it is. It's very confusing on setting this up because, I mean, yes, you can use the D-pad, but it's very specific on these settings here. I think this is like identical to the PC UI, but if like you can change the AI difficulty, but if you like just put your cursor right there and you hit X, it gives up additional options to remove the AI, close, or what does swap do? And what is the point of swapping? These might all be small gripes, and I do apologize if it seems that way, but I think you got to take in perspective of people who have never played this before. I think they're going to be a little confused. And I also think they're going to be confused on what these three things are here. These, of course, are your battle groups. But, like, you know, there's dead UI over here. It doesn't actually show anything until you click on it. I mean, I get it. I think I'm reaching here in complaining, but I think that it could be done a little bit better for brand new players. Again, I think the perspective should be for brand new players because RTS on console is for people who've never played generally RTS ever before. I mean, just look at Halo Wars as your primary example. Again, like, you know, you hit the notifications thing and this kind of hangs out and it's still stuck here as I navigate back and forth on menus. I just think it's a little... It almost seems like it's trying to be simple for the sake of being simple, and you lose some of your flexibility on what you want to do. I'll end the video with this. Do I think Company of Heroes 3 is a good experience on PlayStation? I think meta aside from what a lot of fans have been wanting changes for on PC, in my complaints here about the UI, I think it runs pretty great. And I think that it'll be a fun experience for people who aren't interested in the meta, who don't care about the UI, and who just want to play an RTS World War II game on console. And, you know, who have, I guess, the expertise and the know-how to kind of dive into some of these little mechanics, like the tactical pause thing. I think this will actually be a good experience for them. But again, I wanted to remind you that the game key for this was provided to me by Relic. So I think that's going to make this a biased opinion. So I want you to make kind of your own judgment. Watch some other videos of this on console, whether it's mine or another creator's. Check out all the info that they have on their site. Go look at other reviews from other creators and outlets that you trust, and make your own opinion that way. Nonetheless, I'm going to continue to make some more Company of Heroes 3 console videos. I might try to do some PvP. Keep an eye on that playlist for everything coming to that in the coming days and weeks ahead. That's going to do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts of Company of Heroes 3 on console in the comments down below. And thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you, James.